Hello everyone, so I want to document Yank's journey from a racehorse to a riding horse. And basically what happened was I've been looking at a lot of RRP horses online, lots of pictures, looking at a lot of horse legs, trying to make sure I find something that has clean legs so that it can jump and be sound long term. And I found him, I liked his conformation, I liked the look in his eye, so it has the track trainer and owner's number on there. So I gave him a call, asked additional questions about him. Specific questions I was looking for are what's his personality like in the stall, and when you take him places, does he like to work, is he friendly? I was looking for more of a puppy dog personality, something kind of goofy. And I also want something big and a gelding, so those were kind of my requirements. And after I was talking to the track trainer, I could tell he was being really honest with me. He knew everything about this horse. He's had him since he was 2, and he's raced him his whole life. He's now 10. So he said no x-rays on him because we never had to. He's always been sound. I scheduled a PPE, but then the transport company I was looking to work with was going to be there in a day. So I decided to take the risk and just purchase him. And he's now here. It took him a long time with the shipper, but he arrived at 3 in the morning, and I was over there, met the shipper. And then I'll explain the transition and some things you need to be careful for with track horses in my next one. I strongly encourage everyone to think about getting a racehorse if you're looking for your next horse. I do recommend getting one that will match your abilities. So if you've never started a baby, you've never retrained a horse, I would recommend getting one that's been restarted by somebody else. Or if you have trained babies, you have experience, you're a trainer, you've worked through a lot of different personalities of horses, then you could probably get one straight off the track. Some things with getting one straight off the track, most of them have never had any kind of turnout. They've lived in their stall, so they don't know what fencing is. They don't know what other horses are as a herd setting. So you have to be careful of those things. I was lucky with Yank. He's had turnout in a round pen and wooden fencing. He's used to turnout, he kind of knows he gets to play, but he's never been with other horses. So that's why my decision with him was I got him shipped to my friend's right down the road. She has a stall and she has wooden fencing. So he was able to be in a stall at night the first night he came, and then I turned him out in the wooden fencing. He played and played and played, got all sweaty, and then was like, hey, I'm ready to come in now. And I was like, nope, you got to stay out for a little bit. So I transitioned him over the weekend to be out and turned out longer. I brought one of my horses down there to test out, a super calm, mellow horse. I brought Remy and as a guinea pig and let him sniff over the fence first, kind of walked him along the fence next to each other. Didn't see any ear pinning, no aggression, so I threw him in there with him. And they didn't do anything. Yank licked him like he was a dog. And so I was like, okay, I'll let Remy show him about our next step, which is the electric fencing. Brought Yank and Remy over. I had the fencing, obviously it's always on, it's hot, it's pretty strong, and then I tied a bunch of stuff to all my tape. I have the electric tape, so it's about that thick all the way around so he can see it, and then I added another layer of dark tape so it makes a color contrast with the snow. And I had him in there first by himself, and then I kind of walked Remy along the fence to tempt him to touch the fence. And the first time he touched the fence, he leaned over, hit it on his neck right here, pinned his ears, leaped straight in the air, and then bucked because he just didn't know what monster bit him. And then the second time he did the same thing. He pinned his ears again, reared straight up, and then he kind of figured out the fence. So that's how I introduced him to fencing. Hello, so this is Yank. He is my RRP prospect and my racehorse that I'm going to be working on retraining. I want to document the whole process to show you guys the steps I take. It's very similar to how I start a young horse. So I'm going to be going through all the groundwork, then I'm going to get him used to the Western saddle, and then I'll also ride him English obviously, but he's used to that saddle. So I'll basically be restarting him. It should go a lot faster than a younger horse because he's been rode his whole life. Just teaching him the different ways I want him to move his body and listen to my cues are the goal. So I've worked with him 3 days now, just super easy basic groundwork stuff. From what I've seen so far, he's very left eye dominant, which is a lot of horses are that way. So when I ask him to switch directions to the right, you'll see we'll get a little stuck. He was a lot better the other day when I worked him. We're working on some backing up, staying out of our space. He's very sensitive for being such a big guy. So he listens to my cues pretty well and I don't have to ask really hard. As you can see, we're a little jumpy still, but I'll show you. We're gonna start doing some groundwork. So I've been just rubbing him with my stick. I actually haven't really twirled this rope over him, so you can see he's a little reactive. We have a few things to work on with his back end. He doesn't like that rope on his back feet, which is pretty normal. So getting him used to that. He likes to get pretty close to me, so you'll see I'll be trying to push him away. Boy. This is our first time in an open area, so hopefully he doesn't get away from me. Boy. You can see he's a little stiff in his back end. That's kind of what we're watching right now. A lot of horses off the track are that way, and as they get some